welcome back to Out of the Rut. Like, don't think you guys were expecting my voice, but this is Kaitlyn.
Hey, this is X.
This is Ron.
And we're back. And if you're wondering why there's the same three of us on this episode as the last episode, or depending on the order, maybe it's the next episode, it's because we recorded this shit in the same day.
Way to take down the fourth wall, X.
Yeah, dude, I'm just going to let y'all in behind the curtain, dude. We're doing a little double recording. So you got Kaitlyn, Ron, and me back again in the saddle. This time, not talking Reddit stories. Or, like I said, that might be the week after this episode. So depending on what order you're listening to this in. But today, we're just going to shoot the shit. We have some topics we want to talk about. I think they're all sort of like rut adjacent, but like we'll figure it out along the way and just see where the conversation takes us. Now, my plan, again, I'm not going to hold myself too hard to this, but I'm predicting that if you're listening to this is coming out in between Christmas and New Year's. That's kind of my plan. So I'll start off with this. You guys have any New Year's plans?
I'm still trying to plan this next week.
Got it. So no plans. No New Year's Eve plans for Kaitlyn. Ronald?
Honestly, he's probably just going to come over to my house and we're going to do something.
You're like, yo, you're looking at Ron's plans, bro. He's coming over to my house.
Christmas too.
Dude, heck yeah, dude.
I don't really do much for those days. Like Christmas, I mean, I don't really do a whole big celebration. I just...
Yeah.
Whatever comes up, comes up. I just treat it like any other day, really.
I am really a go with the flow type guy, too. Yeah. Like, if something comes up, dope. If I don't feel like doing it, also dope. Yeah. Like, honestly, if I recall, the last 2 New Year's Eves, I'm not even sure if I made it to midnight. I might have crashed out before. Yeah. It's hard. I know we talk about fitness a lot on this podcast, so I'm sorry, listeners, if you're annoyed. But like, fitness is just such a tense year. Like New Year's, it's just like a tense year for fitness. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, it's like this is when like everyone's New Year's resolutions are kind of coming into play, and like we are kind of gearing up. Why is that always
like the resolution is always like fitness based? It's like do it more throughout the year, where it's not like that's your only resolution. You know?
I mean. Not to spoil too much, but resolutions are going to be a big topic we talk about today. So we will dive into this because fitness is a very, very common resolution for a lot of people. But I guess we'll just kind of jump right in before we get into resolutions. Do you guys have any resolutions for the new year?
I want to read more books.
Nerd.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Well, I guess I don't want to say that because that was mine too.
Hey, we have a couple of fucking scholars here, dude.
It's like I fell off the last couple months after my last book just wrecked me, and I was just like, I can't get into anything else right now.
It wrecked you. Good God, what kind of books are you reading? Shout out with some books. Like, what do you have any favorites?
No, I'm just gonna keep it quiet.
So they're romance novels. Cool.
They're not happy ending sometimes, like smut books, but
not happy ending. It's the depressing smut. Yeah. That's probably
the last one. The one that wrecked me was Under Our Scars, and it's a great book, but it really fucked me up, and I couldn't get back into a book for like 4 months.
I want you to know the fact that you like smut with unhappy endings. That's the most millennial shit I've ever heard. Like, that is so fucking millennial. It's crazy. Something. It's like, I hate my life, but I also love love and I long for it, dude. Like, fuck. Oh, shit. Oh, that's so millennial. Yeah. Do you have
what kind of books are you reading?
Yeah, Ron? we got Kaitlyn's smut. What are you reading, Ron?
I like mystery thrillers.
Ooh,
that too. I like those too.
Oh, I mean, sure. Any specific book jump out at you that you like really enjoyed from the last year?
No, not too much really. The one that I was supposed to finish reading is called In a Dark Wood, or and it was.
Is that also smut? Dark Wood sounds like it might be a smut
mystery thriller. But I had this book for a little bit, and I've always wanted to read it. But
you told me about this book a year and a half ago.
Okay, first off, it wasn't that. It might have been that long ago, but still. But I have bought like 6 or 7 books since then, and I have got to 0 of them.
Oh fuck! So, get a Kindle, brother. Saves you some bookshelf space.
You know what? That's a good Christmas gift for you.
I'll be honest. I got my wife a Kindle. Game changer, dude.
100%.
She was collecting books like it was the fucking 20s, bro. I was like, what?
I get the trophy ones, so I'll read a book on Kindle. But like, it's just like a 3-star book, I'm like, whatever. I'm not gonna
keep it on the Kindle.
But if it's like a great book, I get trophies.
Oh, so you get the hard copy.
Like I heard.
I'll be honest, that makes sense to me.
I heard that like with Kindle, the artists or the authors don't get paid as much per book. So I'm like, if I really love it, I'll go buy the copy.
You know, throw a little extra for the author. It is something for you, dude. A little tip money.
Yeah. So I have like a trophy bookshelf in my room.
See, that makes sense to me. I can get behind the trophy bookcase, but like Boothang, dude, we had like stacks on stacks and stacks of books. And I'm just like, yo, sister, like, we're moving this from apartment to apartment. These boxes are heavy when they're all full of books and shit. I'm like, we got to downsize that. Okay.
And like, it's just so much easier to read. Like, I find myself reading a book so much quicker on the Kindle than just like.
Yeah. I mean,
because like, I'll be cooking and just like.
Just like it's just like doom scrolling. It's just like doom scrolling, but you're actually reading.
Exactly.
Ask me how many books I've read this last year.
How many books have you read?
Not a single fucking one, dude. Ask me about how many books I read the year before that.
Probably not a single one.
Probably not a single fucking one. I couldn't tell you, dude. I'm not a big reader. I'm not a big, Weirdly enough, like I can read I'm a good reader. Like I used to read scripts all the time and shit like that. Like I'm a good reader, but like it's strange for how good I can read for someone who doesn't fucking read at all, dude.
Yeah.
I'm better at reading than math, and I've done more math in the last 2 years than I've done reading. And I'm just like, that's crazy to me.
That is very crazy.
I can barely do 2 + 2, but you know, if you give me fucking like monologues and shit like that, I can read and memorize those for fucking days.
Yeah. I was thinking of writing my own book. Me and Kevin were on a date last week, and there was a girl that was waitressing, and I'm like, man, she looks like she'd be a great character in a book. And he's like, why don't you write one? I was like, I don't know. I've never thought about it. So maybe that's a new resolution I could have.
Hey, you know what? Like, dude, there's so many great online resources for like how to write books or what are like good writing techniques. Like, shit, write your own depressing smut, Kaitlyn. Yeah. Write your own.
I mean, they're not all depressing smut.
I'm sure they're not, but for some reason I just find the concept of depressing smut kind of funny. It's like, if you want to feel sensual emotions while at the same time being depressed, Kaitlyn's got a book request for you guys. She's got a book list for you.
Oh my God.
Oh man. I'm trying to think if I have any resolutions. I have a couple. Like mine are less like we'll talk about this a little bit too, but so I enrolled in after talking with Scott on a previous episode, shout out to Scott. If you have not heard that episode, it's a great combo with Scott about the film industry and stuff like that. I believe it's episode like 21.
It was 21,
like 19 or 21, because I know it's not 20, but I know it's 19 or 21.
Yeah, I think it was 21.
Great episode. Give it a listen. But he talks about filmmaking in there. So I actually enrolled in a online filmmaking course that I want to knock out next year. Already paid for, already enrolled in. It's just kind of a do-it-your-own pace thing. So I'm excited to kind of learn more about the filmmaking, video editing side of stuff. I think I brought this up on the podcast before, but I became a DJ a couple months ago for like weddings and stuff, but like I'm not that good at it yet. I'll be honest, it's mainly just me like making playlists in the moment and reading the audience and just hyping people up. But like I want to take I've been studying or looking into like DJ like courses like here in the city that teach you how to do different mixing and stuff like that. And I'm like, I think I might do that this year and like focus on getting good at that. And so those are kind of like my two like goals, resolutions,
new passion projects.
Yeah, if you want to call them that, I guess. Like I said, I don't really know what qualifies technically as a resolution or not, but I'm kind of counting those as.
I feel like it's like you just want to do something new and kind of stick to it.
That's kind of what I'm thinking too. But those are my resolutions. Other than being fucking nerds, any other resolutions you do?
I mean, I haven't put too much thought into new resolutions this year. I just kind of like, I don't do the whole new year, new me, new resolution thing.
The boxing thing, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, the
boxing's a big one.
I just set goals, I guess, like throughout the year and just go for it, just trying to do them. But yeah, I mean, I want to go back into boxing.
I like the thought of like quarterly goals instead of like a full year.
That's so business of you. Like, Q1, this is what I want to knock out. Q2, dude.
Yeah. I don't know. I like that idea more so than like I get. If there's something that definitely like takes a while, cool. But like sometimes there's like so many things that you want to try or like get done. Just like do like, or you don't want to overwhelm yourself with like so many resolutions to be like, this quarter I'm going to try this. This quarter I'm going to try this, I
just feel like the New Year, like the resolutions are like they just fade away. Right? They're just like kind of like the New Year, new me thing. Like you go to the gym for a little bit and then you just like stop.
Yeah.
Right. I just think it's like there shouldn't be the spot where you just like set a goal. Like, hey, I'm going to do this because of this.
So one of my questions I was going to have for you guys is what makes a good resolution? But I think this is kind of a good segue because I do think, Kaitlyn, you bring up a good point. Like, I do think that by creating resolutions that are a little bit more trackable and like a you can do monthly, weekly, whatever metric you want to be able to like gauge this in. Like by setting your timeline as the whole 12 months, there's almost no urgency to like get that that goal or that resolution started.
Yeah.
But when you set it for like, hey, this quarter, next quarter, what quarter after that, I want to achieve this, it narrows that timeline enough, or in a way that I feel like, at least like for someone like me, it puts like a sense of urgency behind it of like, oh, I can't wait till March to start this because I want to knock this out in the first 3 months. You know?
Or like instead of
So
doing like this
now, you know,
like this broad, like, okay, like I want to start going to the gym, instead of like that being your goal, be like, okay, I want to, start going to the gym, but like give yourself an actual goal. Like by the end of this month, I would like to do this many, you know, whatever, like this is my PR, whatever, like something like that. Or with the books, like by the end of this quarter, I would like to have 20 books read, you know, like where it's like small attainable goals to make kind of progress.
That you don't have to wait till the end of the year to be like, did I do it or not?
Well, you can kind of like progress load it, and instead of like the whole year. Because like no one sticks with that.
Well, it's just hard to feel like it's necessary to do that when you have 12 months to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna wait till month 11 to start it because you're gonna like, shit, I did this. I told I was gonna do this a year ago. What about you, Ron? What do you think makes for a good resolution versus like a bad resolution?
I think it has to be a clear goal to it. And as like Kaitlyn said, I think that there has to be like increments, right? You can't just jump to the end. You have to like, you know, treat the goal as a journey. Right. And you have to want to participate and be involved in it.
Yeah.
I think it has to be an attainable goal for sure.
I think with like the new year, a lot of people just like overwhelm themselves with like all this stuff that you want to do.
Yeah.
And it's like, just
like pace yourself.
Take it small, because like, of course you're going to like get into that first 2 weeks and then you're going to fall off because you're trying to get like these 50 things. Like, all right, I got to start everything. Take it 1 month at a time. Add one new thing at a time. Like,
I also think too, what makes it like some of the better resolutions, or some resolutions where I feel like people are more successful, is like be as specific as possible with this resolution. Yeah. Like we always talk about fitness. It's just where we're from. It's the world we come from. But like saying you want to go to the gym more, to me, is not a good resolution because it's vague. There's no timeline on it. There's no there's no way to track.
There's no like real
going
goal.
to the gym more. Like, what does that mean?
Yeah,
because it's all relative to how many times you went to the gym the year before that. And if you didn't go to the gym at all, going to the gym once next year is going more in that case, you know. But like if you want to set like a goal for yourself in the sense like, hey, I want to average 3 days a week at the gym, you know, and then it's like, okay, cool. Then you can start working towards that and being like, hey, now I'm at the point where I can start averaging this, and you can track that. Or if it is, I don't typically love like weight loss goals for like people's fitness metrics, but like if you are going to insist that is a metric you want to use.
But that's like something like, okay, like let's just start with walking. I want to get to a mile. I want to get to 2 miles by this time, you know, like something small like that where it's like, you can actually do it.
And the other reason too that I've never super loved like weight related fitness goals for resolutions is like, fitness as we know it's not something that you obtain the goal in and then stop. It's like something you have to incorporate in your life beyond that goal or whatever that weight loss goal was. And a lot of people, they're like, yeah, you know, I want to fit into a size 0 pair of jeans. And it's like, once they do it, then it's like, cool, I achieved it and now I'm done. And it's like, okay, well, you're just going to like go right back to where you were. And then this is going to be your resolution again.
That, yeah.
And it's like, well, okay, don't make that your goal. Make, you know, making this part of your lifestyle part of the goal. You know, that's where I think that like going 3 times a week or going even if it's 1, 2, however, you know, whatever is better.
Start small with your goals.
Start small. And then you'll impress, like leave yourself room to impress yourself. Because if you say, hey, if you're not going to the gym at all, right? And you say, hey, I want to start going once a week on average. And then you find a method that you like and you continue with it. It's like, okay, cool. Now you're averaging 2 to 3 times a week and you're actually, you're obliterating that resolution, that goal you had for yourself, and you're actually like exceeding it.
Because your love for that, like that thing grows with each thing that you reach instead of like start everything at once and then you're done in 3 weeks. It's like, I can't do this anymore.
Exactly. Any other thoughts on like good resolutions? Like, do you recall any like resolutions you've had in the past and maybe some hard hurdles that you've had with them in the past or whatever?
You know, I've had I think the hardest one, getting out of debt. That was probably one of the hardest ones. Like, I'm like credit card debt, like just things that were just not paid off, like, you know, furniture, cars, all that kind of stuff. And like, I let myself
financial goals are hard.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't think financial goals make for good resolutions. because I really think
because it depends on outside sources,
outside variables that are outside of your control. Because like you could say, hey, I want to get out of debt, but like, homie, what if you break your fucking arm, or like you fucking, heaven forbid, you get cancer, you whatever. It's like,
or you get fired,
or you get or something as simple as you get fired. It's like now all of a sudden there's no way of achieving that resolution you set for yourself because of variables that are outside of your control. You can't fucking do that.
I think it's like things like so. Somewhere you'd want your future to be, right? So like when I was younger, like it was 3 goals. It was get out of debt, hit a certain weight, in bodybuilding, and get a new car. And then I think it was like save like $10,000 or something, right? Those like I had 4
money
goals.
bags.
So I had 4 goals, right? And that
The
was
fact that 10,000, I'm calling you money bags with 10,000 is fucking crazy, dude.
The life we live.
I'm just like, fuck yeah, dude. You have all this money, you have 10 grand. Fuck.
But like that was like the first time I've ever set like actual goals. This was like a while ago, but like that was the first time I was like, you know what? I need a new car. I want to save $10,000 by the end of the year. I want to be out of debt, and I want to be fucking 210 pounds. Like,
hell yeah.
At that time, I couldn't get over 200. So like that was just like a goal, right? So like, so what do I have to do, right? So I was just chipped away at each one a little bit, and just
here we are.
Yeah.
Did we achieve all the goals? Said goals? Some of them
at the time, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
You're like, at the time, good luck doing that shit now, brother. But we did it then.
2 out of 3, but like debt is always going to be there.
Yeah.
Like,
honestly,
especially in the life we live right now.
Those are those hard lessons, man. Debt is inevitable.
Like, I don't know why. Like, I feel like my brain doesn't allow debt to mean anything but stuff that is like if I'm paying off a car.
Yeah.
I don't consider that debt. I don't know why it is. It is.
Yeah.
But like, it's not like repoed, right? Like it's not like negative on my credit. It's not like something that I'm like in debt
in your
mind.
Yeah. It's not. Yeah.
But I feel like if I'm paying something off, that I'm just paying towards my credit. It's a weird thing. Like I don't see it as debt, but I probably should.
I strangely get what you mean because credit cards and being in debt with a creditor is pretty much required now. Like you can't get house loans without credit. You can't get a car loan without credit. And that requires you going into some kind of debt that you then pay off. And then, you establish a credit score, all that bullshit.
I totally get that. Cause like when I'm going over our finances for the month, like I'll look at the balance from the mortgage, like $160,000. I'm like, that's nothing compared to this $3,000 credit card bill. That's gonna kill me.
Yeah. But because that's so necessary, it's like you almost have to like trick yourself into believing like, hey, this technically you're in debt, but like it's a necessary debt in order for me to get ahead. Weirdly enough,
I think it's like what sets you back is what I consider debt.
Sure,
like when you're paying a mortgage, it didn't set you back because you bought a house and you're living there
and you're paying that off.
You're paying up. You buy a car, you're using it, you're paying it off. So I don't see those things as setting you back.
The credit card set you back because instead of paying on that house or on that car, you're paying the stupid credit card bill.
No, but like it is. You have to think of it that way because if you do look at it as debt and that stresses you out, like you're not going to buy anything or you're not going to get yourself anything that you need to be successful.
These are long loans. Like a house is a 30-year loan.
You learn to live
these
with
days.
You learn to live.
You learn to 6-year loan. So it's like if you consider that like debt, like that's like fuck. Like
then you're constantly living that constant state of stress of like,
and also like the interest rates on those, like you'll be paying so much more. So like you see that 3,000, but it's like you're paying more than that over the course of time. So it's like all this could have been on that house or on that car.
Mortgages.
I'll be honest, student loan debt is the only kind of debt that I feel actually feels like debt. I'm like, I'm fucking debt. I'm like, hey, I got a car payment. That ain't debt. That's something different. It's categorized in my brain a different way.
Yeah.
But my student loan, that's fucking debt.
I would consider that debt.
That one's effing me over, dude. That one's fucking me up. Oh man, resolutions, man. A couple other topics or a couple other things to talk about under this is forming a habit versus chasing a goal. Which one do you feel is most beneficial, or if you have an opinion?
I think forcing or not for. I think
forcing you into a fucking habit. You're gonna do it whether you like it or not.
Setting habits, I think, because that's gonna help you build character to achieve goals.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
kind of like
when you're chasing a goal, like, hey, I'm going to be the fittest guy I know. Okay, cool. How are you going to do that? You've never worked out before. You are coming from being like someone who's never worked out. You're probably like eating unhealthy. You're not drinking anything good. Like, you haven't done anything athletic.
Square one.
Yeah. So you got to start with habits. Like if you start doing habits, okay, I want to wake up at 6 a.m. every day. Cool. You start getting used to it. Like, wait a minute, I was able to do that. Right. Then you start tricking your brain to start realizing, wait a minute, I could do this. So then you start moving to the next one. Hey, let's start eating a little healthier. And you start doing that for a little bit of time. But not only are you doing that, but now you're waking up early. So you're like, holy shit, I'm waking up at 6 a.m. I've been doing it for the past month. I've been eating healthy for the past 2 weeks. Right? And it's like, well, let me go step foot in the gym now.
Habit stacking gets you to the goal.
I agree. And I think that's what resolutions, I think good resolutions focus on that. Focus on the habit forming that then helps you achieve the goal. Because again, like we just talked about, and it'll circle back again, is like, again, what happens after you reach the goal? Do you just stop?
No,
you whatever. You can't. You
create a new goal, right? So goals are just stepping stones to the next one, right? Like,
they should be.
That's all they should be. It's like you get here, there you go. Now you got here. Then you got to go here and here. You keep finding new ways to like get better.
And I think that's where a lot of people like struggle and quote unquote fail their resolutions is because they don't understand that concept, right? They create the goal, they achieve it, but then they fall right back and they're like, okay, well then I guess my next resolution is going to be the same as the one before because
if you're using the same resolution each year because you keep failing at it, like you got to build it up.
Yeah, it's got to progress.
It's not going to work the next year if you're still doing the same thing. Like you can add it to your resolutions, but like it's not going to go anywhere.
I think the goal is going to be nothing without habits.
Yeah, the habits got to come first. I like that. I agree with you guys. My last kind of topic or the conversation around resolutions that I want to talk about is like resolution burnout. And I think we can kind of all, I don't know if that's an official term. I think you can all kind of get what it means, but it's like when you hit a resolution really hard, like at the beginning and then instantly fall off. Have you guys ever had resolutions where that's happened to you, where you've fallen off so quickly and it's like, fuck?
I think mine mostly because I have ADHD and I can't focus on I'll make the resolution for the 1 week. I'll be like so into it. Like, yes, that's what we're doing. The next week, I just completely forgot that there was any resolutions to begin with.
The ADHD combined with the goldfish memory that we have, like it's like once I stop thinking about it, it's fucking gone.
Yeah, because you get like so busy with like life stuff that's like, oh shit, I completely forgot about that.
You can't see this, listeners, but they can. I have this vision board up here. This was sort of like quasi what that is meant to do is like keep the visual aid in front of me so that way I like remember, because I'm the same way. Like I'll make a resolution and I'll instantly forget like a month later what the fuck I told myself I'd do. So I have like this little cork board in here that like has like pictures and shit to help me kind of remember what the goals I set, as well as just general words of affirmation, because like most millennials I hate myself. Just kidding mostly.
I think you got to start the goals right away. You can't just say I'm going to start this. Like if you just do that, then that's when you forget about it and just sit on it.
Because it's so easy to say someday.
Like when you say, hey, I'm going to wake up at 6 a.m., that next morning, you have to wake up.
Yeah.
Right? No matter how tired you are, you got to get up. You know, you can't say, I'm gonna start going to the gym and then like wait a week to go. Like, no, at the moment you say like, hey, tomorrow, even if it's just walking in the fucking door and signing
that's the hardest part.
Just sign up.
Most of the time.
You know, like, and then you just sign up and then like you go walk and
because
walk on the treadmill.
It's so easy to find excuses. Like just do it anyway.
Build up to the hard stuff.
Yeah, and if you're trying to form a habit, but like say you have one bad day and you mess up and you're like, oh, whatever, like I already fell off. Just allow yourself that one day and just start again the next day.
Yeah, and I think that's where having like a concrete timeline helps out versus just like the ambiguous year.
Because I feel like that's where a lot of people go wrong. It's like, oh, I fucked up this one day. Like it's not even worth it, blah, blah, blah. It's okay. You're human. Like you're going to fuck up one day, but like keep going with it the next. And that's like a good rule to have. It's like, all right, if I fall off one day, it's fine. But like I'm only giving myself that one day. I'm not taking 2 days. I'm not taking the weekend, the week.
Yeah. Falling off is not the same as failing.
Yeah.
It's you're human. Again, just like with the financial goals and like the hurdles that or the variables that you can't control, like life has that too. And there's going to be days where you're like, hey, I'm not going to be able to do this thing, or I'm not going to be able to read today, or I'm not going to be able to get this book done in the timeline that I wanted to. But like shortcomings are not the same as failing. Get back on the horse and like be like, hey, you know what? Allow yourself to be human for a day, a week, however, whatever your resolution is and whatever's affecting that. Like, allow yourself to go through that.
Sometimes life just gets in the way.
It will. It pretty much always will. Life will always try to fuck you up, and you just got to be able to take it in stride and get back on the wagon, man. Whether it be fitness, whether it be reading, whether it be any resolution you have, like
unless we're talking about addiction, then just like.
Unless we're talking about what?
Addiction.
Oh, addiction. I heard dick. I was like, back to the depressing
No, because you said fall off the wagon.
Addiction.
Yeah.
If your resolution is to conquer addiction, arguably a good resolution, maybe, but I think you might need a little assistance.
Yeah.
I also think a resolution should not too heavily rely on other people, the influence of other people.
No, it has to be all
And
you.
I think, well, that's where I think like the financial resolutions get tough is like, if you don't own your own business or you don't whatever, it's like you're at the mercy of who pays you what. So like setting a financial resolution is kind of tough for that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to think of another good example of a resolution that would rely heavily on other people. Promotions. Don't make promotions your resolution. Honestly, I don't think that's ever a good move.
Where you're like, I want to get to this position.
I want to be a marketing manager by the end of the year. It's like, you're gambling with who interviews, who's applying, all these factors that again you don't have control of. Like, don't set yourself up for that because you're gonna fall short in some way, and you're just gonna like bum yourself out, and you're gonna get depressed. It's like, don't do that. Don't subject yourself to more pressure than life already puts on you.
I want to get better at my job this year. Like I want to, whatever. So when this position opens up or whatever, I'll be a good choice.
Exactly. Like that. Like that's how I kind of feel about the class thing and like the taking the filmmaking class and the DJ class. It's like, hey, I'm not going to say like I want to be the best DJ in Chicago by the end of the year, but like, hey, I want to take this class so that I can get good at this stuff. So that way, like when I do parties, like hopefully I get tipped better. Hopefully people have a better experience. Hopefully I make more money. But
do things that help you get there.
Exactly. Make those the resolution, not the outcome always. Any other opinions about resolutions, guys? We're at that time of the year where it's at the forefront of our minds. I also think what's tough too is like, I'm sure there are businesses that slow down this time of year. But the problem is like so many businesses ramp up immediately following New Year's. So it's like taking the time to really like sit down and really carve out for yourself what you want to do and what you want your resolution to be and how hard you want to hit it. It's like if work is going to then dictate so much of your time because you work in a field where things pop off in the New Year's time, like that's also a hurdle that like is going to get in your path as far as like starting these resolutions go.
Yeah. Do you guys get like flooded in your guys' gym?
Yes.
Like, when does that usually fall off?
So maybe not Ron's gym. Just kidding. Just out in the suburbs.
Do you notice like by what time like everyone kind of like goes back to like normal? March?
Yeah, I get like I would say for the most part it's a good solid 2 months.
Yeah.
You start to kind of see people trickle out in that first month, going into that second month. But I would agree. March tends to be where it's like, okay, we're back to business as usual.
Gotcha.
This is kind of a sidebar question, just kind of about this time of year. What's your guys' opinion about PTO thresholds in the sense that like a lot of businesses will be like, hey, you accrue PTO, but coming into the new year, you're only going to save X amount of it. The rest of it goes away. I have some pretty strong opinions about that.
Too. I think that's bullshit. You're just stealing, really.
I agree.
Like, why does that have to go anywhere? First off, like,
if I earned it, I earned it.
Yeah, well, you earned it. So why does only a certain amount roll over? Like you're just taking it back after you gave it to us?
I also think that because a lot of the time it's like January 1st or the last day of December is like the cutoff date of like, if you want to use this PTO, make sure to put it in by December 31st. But the problem is when so many businesses like ours in fitness pop off so hard at this time of the year, we can't take that time off to be able to use the PTO.
Because it'll just get rejected.
Because it'll just get rejected because one, like it again, like a lot of our businesses are trying to run business as normal up until the day of Christmas. And with so many of our associates taking time off, it means that other people are then picking up the slack. But if they're like, this is something that me and my wife talked about earlier because she's having this problem with where she works is like, she's covering all of this stuff because so many people are out of town, right? And they're using their PTO. However, she found out they're only allowing her to keep up to 15 hours of her PTO after the new year. But she's like, but because I'm covering so much, I can't physically take that time off because I'm helping other people who are then taking that time off. So I'm almost getting penalized for helping the people who actually want to take the time off and use their PTO. And I almost kind of think, and I don't own a business, so I wouldn't know how operationally this would work, but I do sort of feel like if you are someone who is covering for people, especially throughout the holiday season, you should almost be given an extended timeline to be able to use that PTO that other people are losing on the 100%. First of the month. It's like, hey, you know what? If you're covering all these classes or you're covering all these shifts from December X to January whatever, we're going to extend your PTO to be until the end of February. So definitely use it. Try to use it in the February time when people are all back and there's less stress for
like
who's
give it
covering
an
what.
expiration still, because it's like
Sure.
some people will abuse that completely.
Yeah.
But like,
I get that you can't just accrue this endless amount of it.
Yeah.
I get that.
You could cut it off, but at a higher rate.
Higher rate. And I
Not
think,
like-
again, you need to consider the work.
Or pay it out. That's what you should do. If you're going to say, hey, you can only get up to this much hours rolling over, then pay the rest out.
And honestly, I do think that is probably the happiest medium of the two, is like just pay out what you're not going to roll over. So that way, like, they're still getting the money that these associates are entitled to for having worked these hours. Because if we're going to accrue PTO based off of hours worked, I have to believe that I'm entitled to that money in some which way or form. You know, whether it comes in the version of PTO or come January 1st, if I didn't need that PTO because I was a workaholic and I fucking grinded, then they just pay me that money outright. It feels like that system, the deletion of PTO at a threshold, I feel like really penalizes people for working.
yeah.
When the environment itself has also forced us to need to work.
It's like you were helpful, you stayed, did all your hours, and you stayed extra, and
It's like, here's all this PTO. But,
you.
but also, like, if you didn't use it by then, go fuck
Thanks,
yourself.
but
And-
yeah.
it seems like a really backwards kind of execution of that.
Like, thanks for giving up your life and your holiday for us.
Yeah, and we'll reward you by getting rid of half of your accrued PTO.
Yeah.
You can keep half of it, but you have to accrue the other half again. And I'm just like, that sounds kind of fucked. Pay it out, dude. Just pay it out. It's especially if you have a big business or a big corporation, like that money probably amounts to junk change in the big picture, in the big scheme of things.
Yeah.
You earned that money. You should take the money. You should have it. It should be yours. I agree. PTO, man, it's a weird thing, but like it's something that always comes up this time of year of how much you get to keep, how much you just quote unquote lose. I just don't think employees should be losing anything, losing anything really. But great resolution, chat. Now the main topic I wanted to bring up. So I recently got introduced to this band called Harrison Gordon. I saw them at Riot Fest last year, but they have a song that kind of got me thinking. It's a song called "The Yuppies Are Winning." And I figured that would kind of make for an interesting topic to talk about, knowing that we are kind of like 90s kids who grew up in the early 2000s and stuff in the late 90s. In your opinion, what do you guys, how would you guys define a yuppie?
I'm going to let you take this one first.
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't heard that word a lot.
So like,
because yuppie, like I don't think it means hippie. Definitely not.
No, it's not that.
Like-
So like, how I would describe yuppies if I was going to put it like in just everyday terminology, because I'm not going to Google that shit.
Yeah.
But like a yuppie is like, to me, is like the 90s version of like a Nepo baby.
Yeah.
Like we call them Nepo babies now. Like you grew up, like you were raised in a really wealthy family, didn't have to work that hard, quote unquote, or you kind of handled a lot of stuff. I feel like yuppies was like the 90s version of that.
Because like there's like rich people that like they're rich. They know they're rich, but like there's the ones that are like, I'm not gonna drink that water. I'm not gonna do
that to me
like
is a yuppie. And actually, like there's two movies that come to mind when I think of like yuppies in films. Because the first topic I have is the 80s, 90s depictions of yuppies versus today. And what I think of is, I think of two movies. I think of The Little Rascals. You know when like have you seen that movie?
Yeah.
When Alfalfa is like gonna go into his like derby race against that yuppie kid with the glasses who's like, I have the best fucking race car because like I have all this money and I'm whatever, and Alfalfa's in his like little fucking box car and he's trying to make shit happen. Like that to me is like a quintessential version of like underprivileged underdog facing off against like the yuppie entitled
where they
prick who
like
gets handed
look
everything.
down on you. It's like, oh, you don't have as much money as I do. Gross.
And I'm gonna keep winning because of it, and like winning in life. And the second movie I think of, and I'm actually kind of embarrassed to say this because this movie was my fucking jam growing up. Have y'all ever seen the extremely Goofy movie? Not the first Goofy movie, but the second one where Max goes to college.
Yeah.
Well, the antagonist in that film is called Bradley. His name is Bradley Uppercrust III, but he is a yuppie too because he's just like this guy who's just been handed everything, and he cheats in the X Games and stuff like that because he has all these advantages. But it's all essentially with the idea that he's from an upper crust level of society that Max is not from because he's some poor kid or whatever.
Yeah.
And like those are the two movies that I think of when I think of yuppies. But like in the 80s and 90s, like yuppies were like the bad guys in every film. It was like we didn't empathize with those guys. We didn't root for them to win. We wanted the underdog to win. We wanted the person who maybe struggled in life early on to like overcome those people. It was a David versus Goliath thing, right? Yuppies were Goliath. The working class struggling individual was our David. And it's like you always rooted for that person. And I kind of feel like somewhere in our history, the script flipped. And all of a sudden it's like yuppies are like who we revere and who we like idolize. And it's like we kind of like we just kind of turn our backs to the Davids a little bit. We're kind of just like you're poor because of your own stuff. Fuck you. But
like
yuppies,
that's your problem. Like,
and it's like we used to root for those people. We used to like want them to win and want them to be successful, and them overcoming those type of adversities and type of barriers was badass. We were like, hell yeah, dude. When Max wins the X Games over Bradley Uppercrust the third, bro, you get hype. You're like, hell yeah. He didn't need to cheat. He didn't need to take advantage of people. He just had the talent and the drive and the motivation to be the best of the best, and it worked.
Yeah.
Same with Alfalfa. I haven't seen Little Rascals in so long, but I'm pretty sure he wins the Derby race. And it's like when he wins that race, it feels good. Yeah. It's like, that's cool.
If you get that like accomplished feeling.
Yeah, if the yuppie won, we'd be fucking bummed out. We'd be like, okay, cool. So the winner wins. Again, welcome to my reality. But I want to know, like, do you guys have any like movies or media that you remember from your childhood where it sort of emulated that dynamic of underdog? Like, it's a lot of movies, but like with yuppies specifically, or those type of like nepotism type?
I'm horrible with movies. Like,
see,
horrible.
I'm a cinephile.
My husband makes fun of me all the time for it because a TV show, I'll tell you.
I mean, I'm sure some TV shows cover this topic. I'm sure a handful of TV shows cover this topic too. Yeah. But I'm curious. I was just curious if like what your guys' thoughts were like, and maybe as to why you felt like that flipped script or that script flipped on us a little bit.
I have no idea why. Like, because I mean, especially with where America is right now, you'd think we'd still be like rooting for the underdog here.
But what's crazy is like we don't, not really, and it's like. Even the people that do, it almost feels like, what's the point? It's like we can root for the underdog, but at the end of the day, the underdog has no real power.
I think because people are starting to see it as you don't want to be the underdog. You want to be those people on top. You want to be the people that are looking down at everybody, being like, yeah, I made it. This is me, and you're not.
I'm the yuppie, and like, you know,
like that's the goal now. Instead of being like, hey, I'm going to work my way up and like show them that I'm better, and I'm going to do this the right way. Now they're just like, they just want to be there.
I think what's kind of something to think about too, or maybe a lens to an angle to look at it as, is like, I feel like media, maybe 90s media, and I'm sure this is obvious, 90s media didn't reflect the reality where it's like we empathized with those people who are the underdogs and whatever. But like, and when we were those people, we put ourselves in those positions where it's like, yeah, we're going to work hard. We're going to do whatever. But when reality strikes and it doesn't work out the way that the movies have kind of told us it was supposed to, we start to ask ourselves, hey, is this underdog the person we should be admiring, or is it the person who was handed everything? And you start to like the
one that's got it all.
You start realizing,
it starts to become jaded in your mind a little bit.
Because like you are like, when you get to the point like you're tired, you've been working hard already, you haven't seen the results, so you don't want to keep following that path of like, where is it going to take me? Like that, they already got it all. I want it all. Like,
or also too, the idea of like, hey, I was the underdog. I now have this money, and I feel like I have an obligation to the middle class to make it hard for them because that's how I learned.
Yeah, and that's like the biggest thing is they just want to stick it to the next person.
Yeah, it's like
I did it, you can too. Like, well, don't be that way.
Yeah,
like,
but when you were on the underdog,
you know
you're
how
like,
it
oh
felt.
man, I wish that I had this much so I could help. You know, and it's like as soon as you get it, it's like, no, fuck you guys.
Yeah, it's like, no, now that I have it, it's mine. Don't touch it. And it's like, not like, I think I do kind of think that is sort of like the problem is just when you acquire the wealth, you forget what it's like to be poor, and you stop relating to those people.
That lifestyle gets to you a little bit.
I mean, I was never ever close to being rich by any means, but like there was times when I was like, I would sleep in my car, had nowhere to go. There was times when I was like, oh shit, I could
sleep on my couch.
Yeah,
couch surfing, car sleeping.
Yeah, but there was also times where I could swipe my card, not give a fuck. I didn't change either way. Yeah. Like, I didn't look at people. I felt like, hey, you know, let me keep my finances in order. Like, let me not be an asshole and, like, just be who I am. Like, I have a little more money, sure. But, like, I'm not going to just look down at people.
Like, even if I'm comfortable, I know I'm one bad mistake to be from, and I'm poor again, dude. Like, straight up. So it's like I that's what I love about this group is like I feel like we are all in a place where we're generally stable. I say generally because that can change in a moment, but like
mentally,
no, we're
talking about financially. Mentally, that's a whole other story.
We're generally financially stable. I'll say generally, but like it's one of those things where it's like you can't forget the path that got you to this point, and that I almost feel like instead of the obligation of making it tough for those people is like I have an obligation to make sure that I consistently empathize with those people because I need I want them to understand that what they see isn't always what was there, and I want to do what I can to be as big of an asset to them so that way they can live at least somewhat of a lifestyle that I'm trying to carve for myself. And when you lose sight of that is when you become a yuppie.
Yeah,
I lose sight of that shit.
I think everybody deserves like to live a good human experience.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like if I can help, I will.
I'm gonna do it, man. And it's not. I'm not gonna cry about it. I'm not gonna bitch about it and be like, "Well, you just want a fucking handout." It's like, hey, at some point or another, we all need a handout.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy is like when they say that they're thinking like we're all just sitting on the couch playing video games in our mom's fucking basement. Yeah. Like that's what they're thinking. You know, like drinking fucking Monster Energy drinks, not giving two fucks about what's going on in the world, not having a job.
Yeah.
That's what they're talking about. It's like, no, we're out here working 40, 60, 80 hours a week.
We live with our moms because it's cheaper because y'all maybe fuck the housing market up.
Right, yeah.
Like shit, dude. I play video games because it's the it's a handful of hours I get to escape my reality for a minute, dude. Like chill. Okay. I open those Pokemon cards because I need to feel something.
Yeah, feel something.
And then crack open a pack.
The other thing that I think that defines
rip a pack.
We gotta rip. Yeah, you gotta rip it.
You rip it. You don't crack open a pack.
You crack open a beer. You rip open a pack.
Yeah.
Sometimes at the same time.
At the same time.
That's how you want. That's a good Saturday.
No, because God forbid you spill a little bit of the beer on a pack. And
that will
garbage.
be a good pack where you get.
That'll be the limited edition, shiny, holographic, whatever. Straight up, dude.
Yeah.
So another thing that I feel like defines a yuppie versus like someone who just comes like who has money is punching down versus punching up. I think yuppies punch down, and I think that's what's a big quintessential part of being a yuppie is like if you have money, but instead of using your money to like using the power that comes from having money to change the process up the top to help benefit the people below, instead you just fucking punch poor people down further.
Yeah,
and that to me is a yuppie. Do you guys have any experience with that kind of shit? People punching down versus punching up?
I don't think I can't think of anything. The only thing
Kaitlyn punches down because she has kids. She's like she has to tell her kids what's up, so she punches down. I'm just kidding.
Crazy.
This one's a tough question. No, this one's a tough one. And like,
if there's
I want to allow.
I was getting to my answer. Okay, but no, go ahead.
I want to allow for dead air on this one because this is a tough question. Like knowing people that have punched up versus punched down.
You know what's crazy? I've seen both ends. Like not necessarily towards me, but like I've seen it. Like I've worked in places where people would come, you know, and they would be those yuppies where they thought like everything they're entitled, right?
Yeah, and
they would treat like, I don't know, like 16, 17-year-old like restaurant workers like they're just like shit. Nothing. Like they're like they're like scum on the bottom of their shoe. You know, and it's like that I was around for a very long time. And that was kind of shitty to see.
It's kind of it is yuppie behavior.
It makes you really despise them and think like, okay, like you're just an entitled prick.
Yeah.
Like you don't deserve what you have, pretty much. And I feel like you could always tell the people who worked their way to that point to the people who were just like it was handed to them.
I don't want to paint us off as people who just hate rich people because like I do think you can be rich and not a yuppie.
Yeah.
Like if you use your wealth to really like push, like again, the power that comes from owning money, if you really use that to help benefit people outside of yourself, even if it's your family, even if it's like extended family, you know, your friends, whatever, like I think that is very un-yuppie behavior. And I think that's you using your power and your wealth to really benefit not just you, but the people you care about and your community and whatever.
But it's also how you do it. Because there's a lot of people that have money and they help out, but they need it to be known. Like last week I don't know where we were with my husband, but there was like a donation box and everyone just kind of tossed it in. There was a guy that was kind of monitoring the donation box, but he had looked away for a second. And my mom was with us and this lady behind her, she goes, "Oh, where do I put the donation?" My mom's like, "Oh, right there." She goes, "Yeah, but the guy's not looking." And I'm
That's
like,
weird.
you need someone to see you put a donation in?
And that is yuppie behavior.
I was just like, come on.
We should start a segment on every episode.
Or it's like
yuppie or not.
that like
Yuppie or not.
that like help people, but they're like, oh well, you only have that because I helped you, you know?
That's
And
yuppie
it's like,
behavior.
that's not helping.
And that actually brings me to my next topic on this is the like weaponizing money, like using your wealth and weaponizing that. And I think that's a good example of that is like, hey, you have this because I gave you this. It's like you're using your power and your money as a weapon to have something over somebody else. And I actually have a story about this too because I was hosting an event the other day, and it was for a group of lawyers, and it was insane the type of entitlement and the type of like energy that you get from people who come from that world and who have that type of financial ability and make that kind of money. Because like while I'm hosting this event and like, you know, I'm emceeing, I'm telling them the rules, the whatever, it's like they believe that the money that they own allows them to disregard any rules that you set for them because they think I'm paying you. So you can tell me the rules, but essentially I will do what I want. And it's like, the minute you start weaponizing finances, again, yuppie behavior, and honestly, just kind of disgusting. Like your bank account does not entitle you to anything more than anyone else should have, you know, when it comes to
like just personal boundaries too, like workplace boundaries, stuff like that. Like, just because you have more money doesn't mean that, like, you know?
Yeah, you're not entitled to more because you have more in your bank account. And we see this, I think, in hospitality too, where people come in and be like, do you know how much I paid to do this? And to be honest with you, to almost guarantee you don't get what you want from me, you'll say that. Like if you want me to tell you no so fast, tell me how much you paid to get this thing. And I'll just be like, nah, you're good. You're not going to get it. Cause like weaponizing your finances that way is just so
slimy.
It's swarmy. It's a little slimy. It's punching down. You're punching down.
It's gross.
That person you're weaponizing your finances to probably could not care less how much you make. And honestly, probably doesn't even make the rules. And in fact, someone who probably has more money than you is probably telling that person to make the rules.
Exactly.
So it's like, okay, like just weaponizing finances is such a weird concept to me. And I'm just like, it doesn't entitle you to anything else. Okay. Any other thoughts on weaponizing? Has anyone ever done that to you guys? Like weaponized their finances, even if it's like friends, family, coworkers, whatever.
I wouldn't say anyone was able to. I don't let people weaponize money over me. Like,
yeah,
that wouldn't be.
It's like if you're helping me out because I'm in a tough spot, like I'm gonna take it as you just helping me out, and however you want to feel about it is your problem.
I'm honestly the guy that like I could pay a lot of money for something, but if someone tells me I'm not going to get this thing with that because of X, Y, or Z, I'm so compliant. I'm just like, whatever you say. Yep.
Okay, sorry.
Like you're absolutely right. I was stupid for asking. But kind of, because again, like I just don't think my money entitles me to that kind of power.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just doesn't. And I don't think it really should for anybody. Next one I want to talk about. We're on a roll here. What do you guys feel about like weaponizing sexuality? And this is kind of like yuppie behavior, but it's a little different. Like, you know, we hear about it sometimes. I think we hear it a lot as it pertains to like women in very male dominant workforces where they say, hey, you know, like own your femininity, own your sexuality. Like if it helps you get ahead and get what you want, like, you know, that's something that you should leverage because in an environment where it's very male dominant, like you're already starting at a much harder place to be able to get ahead. And I think that has a place and doesn't have a place. I think there's like a place and time when that kind of mentality works. And I think there's a place and time when that doesn't work.
Like also, that's not what you want to be known for. Like you want to get to a position that you get to out of just actually working for it. You know, like I know that there's granted some people that you work for that just like really have it out for women and like no matter what you do, but like,
yeah.
At the end of the day, you know that like you did your best instead of just like.
But where like in my personal opinion, where I feel like it is like okay versus something I'm kind of like, are you like really we're gonna do that? Is like, and I bring this up again. It's the punching up versus punching down. Like if you're if you use your femininity as an example to get out of a speeding ticket, I'm kind of like, good for you, dude. Like, like if I had that, if I could leverage that to get out of a fucking speeding ticket, I fucking would so fast.
Or like,
so the fact that you have that and you have that ability, like
to get a better tip or something like that. Better tip,
like use it. Yeah. Like you're trying to use what you got to get ahead and make something and try to earn money, whatever. Like I'm never going to argue with you on that. Never going to.
Because like there's those men that just like will sexualize anything, not you guys.
Yeah, not that it's right, like, but like it's like just a reality.
They're going to do it anyway. Might as well get some money for it.
Yeah, might as well get yours.
Like
you know what I mean?
The people that go to Hooters, like that's literally what they go there for. Like the slimy guys that are just like, oh my God, these girls in these booty shorts.
But the wings, Kaitlyn.
Yeah,
the
no,
wings.
I love the wings. That's what I go there for. But like the wings, there's men that just go there for that. Yeah. And it's just like, all right, if you're going to get a bigger tick from it, just come on.
Yeah, if you're making good money doing it, like who am I to tell you like how to best earn and not earn money? You know what I mean? Shit. Where I think is an issue, and I'll use that same event that I did the other day as an example, is like it was this group of lawyers, and they were all women, and they ranged. They weren't all lawyers. Some of them just worked in the office, but they like
paralegal stuff like that.
Yeah, they ranged from what I believe to be like early 20s to like in their 50s, and there was like 20 of them. At some point in this event, while we're in it, like I'm telling them, you know, hey, these are the rules or there's whatever, and I could tell how they perceive me is just this broke ass like guy they could just push around. But the other thing they did too is like when something didn't go their way, they were very quick to like try to like quote unquote like sexually intimidate me. Weirdly enough, they would like one of them like got in my face and was just like try to give me this like powerful woman act of like, you're going to do what I say because I'm conventionally attractive and you're just some pathetic piece of shit and you're going to do what I fucking want. Like that was kind of like the energy. Yeah. And I'm like, you do like I'm just like, you know, like I am in no real position of power over this. So why are you coming at me with this energy? Because like, what's the point? Like you're just here for an event that I'm here to show you a good time at. Like don't make this harder than it is. And two, that kind of stuff doesn't faze me. You can so easily see through it. Yeah, and it's true. And like I remember I looked at this person and she was like, "You're going to give me," like pretty much in a nutshell, she was like, "You're going to give me what I want." And I was like, "No. I'm not. Like this energy doesn't work for me. You can get in my face. You can put your arms around me and be like, you're going to do it though." And like, I'm just like, don't do that. It gives me the ick. Honestly, it gives me the ick. And men do it too. I just think it manifests a little differently in men to women versus women to men. You know, and like I said, if it's punching up or if it's getting you out, like getting you, you know, if it's helping you get ahead, like you said, with like helping you get more tip money, like I'm all for it. But like, don't like use sexuality to intimidate people who work below you or like, or you perceive to work below you. Like that's just kind of icky to me.
How do you feel about that, Ron?
I mean, I just think it's weird overall, you know, like using your sexuality just to get your way.
Yeah.
It's just odd. Like, but a lot of reasons women like that do that is because a lot of men are lustful. A lot of men fall into it and they're just like, they're so weak-minded and they're just like, okay, you're pretty. I'll just
like, I'll give you whatever you want.
Yeah.
Just like, I like the attention.
Which I'm sure that's what that girl was trying to get out of you. She's probably used to it. She does it to, you know,
she probably does it at bars and gets free drinks. She probably does it here, does it there and gets whatever she wants. And it's like, that don't work on me.
No, it's just like, if you're not, it's all about your character, I think, like where you are going to be in life and like how you're going to get to where you want to be instead of just, I don't know, just flashing your fucking tits. Like, it's like, it doesn't, like, I don't know, like, I would be so, like you would say, like, ick. Like, if a girl came up to me and was like trying to get their way, I'd be like, dude, get the fuck away from me.
Yeah, like I'm just
it makes you want them less.
Like, it really does. Like nothing. Like again, I'm married, so I'm like I'm not really like obviously shopping around for chicks or whatever. But like again, it's just like I don't want to associate with you if that's how you act, or if I see you even act that way towards other people. Like if you're a friend of mine and we're at a restaurant and I see you act that way towards someone, like I'll be honest, that friendship's probably over. I just hate that.
Because it's like how easily are you just like, you know?
Yeah.
Because then I can't trust your judgment in anything. Like if I'm with a guy and he's I don't mess with people who cheat on their like partners. I don't do that. Like if I have a buddy and I see him cheat on it, like I'm fucking out. I'm like, dude, like because your judgment is just fucked. right? Like I can't. Your woman can't even trust you, so I definitely can't trust you
because you are the company you keep. You know, it's like if that's what you allow in your social circle, then.
And I think, and I definitely don't want to exclude men from this because men do it too. And I think the reason I think like I have the example I have is obviously because I'm a guy. So like women using that against me happens more often than like I see men doing it against women. Yeah. But like I think when men do it to women, it often comes from like this idea, or like I think how it manifests is like when women are like at jobs and like men who show up think that everybody wants them and they're like, I'm gonna get your like harassing women in their workplace, being like, can I get your number, or stalking them in the workplace. Like it's I think the what it is the same, but it manifests differently. Yeah. Whereas like women, I think are like, give me what I want because I'm an attractive woman trying to get your attention. Men, I think, make it very pushy in the sense that it's like, I'm going to get your number, or like you're serving me, which means you're into me. And it's like, no, they're providing a service for you. There's no tension here. There's no attraction. They're literally your waitress, or they're literally like an event coordinator for you. Like they're not into you because they're giving you attention.
Not at
all. And I think that's how it manifests in men a little bit. So I just hate,
especially in you gym bros.
What about
that's what I like about you. Because you're not like that. Because there's plenty of guys that are like, I have the body. Like, you should want me, you know?
I do think gym bros are notorious for it.
They are.
Not, and again, we're putting a blanket statement over generalizing because, like, I don't think Ron's this way.
No, Ron's definitely not that way.
Right, Ron. Right. Right, Ron. No, but, like, I do think...
we wouldn't be friends.
I do think it is a stigma for gym bros specifically. And, like, women at the gym being harassed, being like, can I spot you? Or, like, you come here all the time. It's like, dude, just let people work out. Not everybody in the room is into you.
They're out here fighting demons and you're over here.
Fighting sexually charged dark thought demons from Kaitlyn's books. Just kidding. I'm going to bring that up again. That was so awesome. That was hilarious.
But no, I think it just has to do with lust on both ends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, like don't let women fool you. Don't let men fool you. Like,
just don't fall to the trap. And and I think how it pertains to RUTS too is like, it's easy for those, because I'll be honest, when I had this experience the other day, like I let this event bother me for so long because I was just like, like, where the fuck do these people get off? Like, pushing me around. Like, I'm sure you can assume by by the event I was leading that I'm overworked, underpaid, have zero power. So why are you putting this additional pressure on me by doing this thing?
Because they're hoping that you'll just like collapse. Yeah.
And it's like, and I do think people find themselves in a rut that way of like I'm treated this way because this is how I deserve to be treated because I'm poor or because I'm X, Y, or Z. And it's like, you are still valuable as a person, regardless of how much or how little you make. That has zero play into that.
And that goes into like people that get into crappy relationships simply because, I thought that person was hot, but like you didn't get to know them, you know? Like that's back to what he was saying, where it's like, it's not just about how you look. It's like, if you're just easily like, hey, like, you know, you're going to give in to me because I'm good looking. Like that's, what kind of relationship is that? Like,
it's not one.
You know?
Not a real one. Not a real one. No, it's something that you see a lot. And again, like I don't want to discourage anyone from like using what they got to their advantage, especially if you are someone who's like struggling. It's like, hey, you know what? You got to get ahead however you got to. But if you hold a position of power and you're punching down and you're weaponizing it for, like against people who are either trying to provide a service for you or below you, is like, that's when to me that idea kind of becomes a little gross to me.
Yeah.
A little gross.
This year has passed by so quick.
Yeah. Again, it's all about the time of year, man. I think that was the last recording.
I'm disappointed that we don't have snow. Like that first 2 days of snow we had, I was so excited. I thought this is going to be the winter.
The fact that it's supposed to be like 60 something for Christmas.
So you're a white Christmas boy.
Yeah, same here.
White Christmas. I want it snow. I want it cold. I want it like gloomy.
Oh, really?
Love it.
We both love like the gloomy, rainy weather.
Dude, as soon as it started snowing, I was like, I can't wait for this shit to melt.
Like Kevin wants to move to Florida, and I'm like, no.
Okay, well, Kevin, hard disagree on that, brother.
Well, he just likes like the beaches and like the warm weather.
He's a warm weather boy.
Like I'm over here like, let's move to Oregon, like Washington.
It is Oregon, by the way. It is not Oregon. No, it's a very common. Oregon? It's a very common mispronunciation. It is
like an Oregon.
Yeah, it's the
that's crazy.
The game is called the Oregon Trail.
The Oregon Trail.
It is Oregon, not Oregon.
Then why do we hear it so?
It's a very
much more as the.
It's a very Midwest thing to call Oregon.
I was going to say that
it's a very Midwest. Like when people in the Midwest say Washington, they're mostly regarding Washington D.C. and they totally disregard that the state is.
See, and I always forget about the Washington D.C. because I don't like to think about them, so I just think of Washington.
So like when I tell people stories like, "Oh yeah, I'm from Washington," they're like, "Oh yeah, East Coast," and I'm like, "No, the state, the other side,
the cool one."
Yeah, the actual dope ass Washington. Dope.
It's actually flooding right now.
I know, dude. I know.
I'm both flooding.
My in-laws have been texting our text thread about the various flooding updates and stuff like that. Luckily, they're all good. They're all good, but submerged vehicles and all that shit. We have this thing where we in Washington where we have the unapologetic confidence of thinking that every vehicle we drive can withstand a gigantic river of a puddle, and they can't. Well, so like you'll drive and you'll see like cars like mostly submerged, like floating on one wheel, just like in huge puddles and shit like that. And you're like, oh, crazy. There they go. Yep, there was that guy. He thought he could just gun it through there.
I would never risk that. Absolutely not.
It's not worth it.
With how expensive cars are,
right?
Oh, especially right now, yeah, dude, not worth it. No. Not worth it. Any parting words, guys, before we call this episode a wrap?
Stick to your habits for the resolutions instead of
your goals.
Just big goals, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow,
work on them habits.
So we talked about.
I know.
It all just blended together, honestly.
I know that's what we call a callback. Shout out to Kaitlyn on the callback there. Anything for you, Ron? Anything you want the viewers or the listeners to know going into the new year? Something to hype them up.
Build some habits, build some character, and stick to it.
Hey, dude, love that. Honestly, my bit of advice, listeners, along with the habits, keep your friends close, keep your family close, find a good support system that's going to help you achieve those goals and help create those habits. You're only as good as the people you surround yourself with and vice versa. You know, be that support for other people trying to achieve their goals and try to better themselves too. Because at the end of the day, all we have is each other at the end of the day.
And don't be a yuppie.
Don't be a yuppie, man. If you got money, help people out. Be kind.
It's cool to be rich. Just don't be a yuppie.
Yeah, you don't have to give all your money away, but like help people every now and then. Yeah. Do it for the sake of feeling good and being a good person, you know? We don't hate rich people, but we do hate yuppies around here. As always, listeners, thank you so much for joining us on another episode Out of the Rut. You know, we got the subreddit. Submit there. One of these days we'll get something.
DM the Instagram page.
DM the Instagram. Tell Kaitlyn she's doing a good job. Tell comment. Ron his muscles look great. Tell Billy he looks deliciously bald, and just say hi to me because I get lonely sometimes.
Leave a review on the episode.
Yeah, dude, reviews.
Anything helps.
Honestly, we can ask a Christmas miracle from our listeners this year is leave us a little review. We have 13 on Spotify, 13 5-star reviews, which ain't bad. I'll be honest. 13 more than I thought we'd get. But if we can get more, that'd be dope. We'd love to expand our audience and help people out and, spread some good vibes.
Maybe your New Year's resolution could be just like listening to more Out of the Rut podcast episodes.
Yeah, we have 24-ish episodes by this point that you can look and binge and have a good time with. So on that, listeners, I hope you have had a great holiday season. My name's X.
I'm Ron.
Kaitlyn.
And we will see you guys next time on Out of the Rut.